With Warhammer 40,000 moving towards a new edition, I've been thinking about something. Every time a new edition is announced, the same conversations start appearing online. People complaining about rules changes. People complain about balance. People complain about codexes becoming outdated. People complain about cost. And yet, despite all that, Games Workshop remained the biggest name in tabletop wargaming. So today, I want to ask a simple question. Why do people still choose Games Workshop? Now, before I begin, I want to make something clear. I still own Warhammer armies. I still enjoy Warhammer. This isn't a Games Workshop hate video. Instead, I want to look at why Warhammer continues to attract players when there are so many other games available today. Let's get into it. The first reason is probably the most obvious one, the miniatures. Whether you're talking about Space Marines, Chaos Space Marines, Orcs, Tyranids, Imperial Guard, or any of the factions from Age of Sigmar, Games Workshop produced some of the most detailed plastic miniatures on the market. The quality is high. The kits are packed with options, and they are designed to look impressive on the tabletop. For many hobbyists, collecting, building, and painting miniatures is just as important as playing the game itself. Some people spend far more time painting than rolling dice, and that's perfectly fine. For those hobbyists, Games Workshop offers a huge range of miniatures that are constantly being updated and expanded. The second reason is the setting. Warhammer has some of the richest lore in tabletop gaming. The universe has been growing for decades. There are novels, campaign books, video games, artwork, legendary characters, epic battles, entire worlds with their own history. People just don't collect an army. They collect their army, their chapter, their regiment, their warband, their story. That emotional investment keeps players connected to the hobby for years. This may actually be the biggest reason of all, the community. You can have the best rule set ever written. You can have the most balanced game in existence. But if nobody around you plays it, getting games can be difficult. Warhammer has reached a level of popularity that very few games can match. Walk into a game store and you'll find Warhammer players. You'll find them in clubs. You'll find that they travel to other cities. That kind of player base is incredibly valuable. At the end of the day, people want opponents, and Games Workshop makes finding opponents easier than most companies. Games Workshop doesn't just sell miniatures. They sell an entire hobby experience. Painting guides, terrain, novels, events, tournaments, community articles, video games, podcasts, YouTube channels. There are countless resources available to help new players get started. A newcomer can enter the hobby and immediately find thousands of videos, articles, and communities dedicated to Warhammer. That level of support helps keep people engaged. Let's talk about something most people don't like to admit: investment. Many players have spent years building their collections. They've assembled their armies, painted miniatures, bought rulebooks, learned the rules, made friends through the hobby. When you've invested that much time and effort into something, it is natural to want to keep using it, even if another game has better rules, even if another game is cheaper. People want to continue to enjoy the armies they've spent years building, and honestly, that's completely understandable. There is also something special about playing a game that almost everyone in the hobby recognizes. Say the word Space Marine, and most wargamers know exactly what you're talking about. Mention an orc, wow, and people immediately understand the reference. Warhammer has become part of the tabletop gaming culture. It's a shared language that connects hobbyists around the world. That's not something you can easily recreate. Now, does all this mean Games Workshop is perfect? Of course not. Many players dislike frequent edition changes. Others are frustrated by rising costs. Some prefer miniature agnostic systems that allow them to use any miniatures they want. And those criticisms are completely valid. But understanding why people stay with Games Workshop is just as important as understanding why people leave. Because if we want to understand the future of tabletop wargaming, we need to understand both sides of the discussion. As we approach another edition of Warhammer 40,000, I don't think the real question is, why do people still support Games Workshop? I think the better question is, what keeps people invested in Warhammer after all these years? For some people, it's the miniatures. For others, it's the lore. For many, it's the community and the friends they made through the hobby. And for some, it's the combination of all those things. So I would like to hear from you. If you're still playing Warhammer, what keeps you coming back? And if you moved on to other games, what made you leave? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, share it with other hobbyists, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.